Hello, welcome to my YouTube. This video will be my first knitting based video. I've always loved documenting the process of making things, and knitting has been my most recent fascination. And I have had this specific project in mind for a few months now, ever since my friend Christine went to Copenhagen and got me some yarn. And it's because I realized I don't have any sweater vests in my closet, so I decided to knit one, and here it is. It's so beautiful, and I am biased simply because I have never made anything like this before. I think it's so sick that it's a bunch of little loops and stitches. That's a lot of motion. But yeah, I am so happy to now have a vest ready for the fall. So if you enjoy these kinds of videos and you like to put on knitting podcasts or knitting project videos like while you run errands or cook or knit yourself, then you're at the perfect video. That's my hope, is that this video is a companion for you with whatever you're doing, just like how I appreciate knitting videos. And so yeah, in the comments below, let me know what you're up to right now if you are doing anything. But yeah, I'm a beginner knitter, so just keep that in mind. I'm not here to teach anything, and if you do have tips for me, you notice I've made a mistake, or you have a suggestion, let me know. And yeah, that's it. I have a video that will probably be my next video around how I fell in love with knitting over the past few months over the summer. If you're interested in that, please like this video, subscribe to see when that comes out. Let's start the project. Hello. It looks like morning because I'm in my PJs, but the truth is I actually just worked in my PJs all day today at like 6 p.m. or something, and I started my second knitting project ever, and it feels like my first real knitting project, but I think it's because I just don't want to accept the the scarf as a knitting project. But yeah, during my lunch break I downloaded the pattern, which is from Petite Knit. It's the Novice Slipover. And yeah, I read through it, and then I watched some of the tutorial videos that she had, and it's mostly stockinette stitch with some ribbing, but this pattern will introduce a few new techniques. One of the first ones is I am knitting with 2 yarns at the same time, which isn't really too bad. It's just you just hold 2 yarns together. So I have this one, which is the double Sunday, I don't know how to say this, Sandnes garn. This double Sunday is a 100% merino wool, and then a silk mohair will often be added into the knitting to I guess, yeah, make it softer and more high quality. So both of these were 3161, but something I'm noticing with the mohair is it is a little bit of a cooler tone. You can see that this is a little bit more brown and this is a little bit more silvery. Yeah, it's not too bad so far. It's pretty simple. I'm just doing a bunch of rows of stockinette stitch right now. I'm finishing this back panel. It is July 31st, Thursday, and I wanted to give an update on my knitting. So you can see it starting to increase on the sides here. I have a chart here where I write which row I'm on. I'm gonna knit row and then mark when I do the increases, so I remember, because I'm so used to not doing anything fancy, so I feel like it's easy to forget. Sometimes I zone out and then I'll forget to do the right increase at the end of a knit row. It's so cool to see it coming together. Because yeah, I've only ever knitted in a rectangle. I need to put this away so I don't think about it or don't see it and then start thinking about it, and so I can focus on work. But yeah, my GoPro, it's not a GoPro, my Go 3 ran out of battery, but I was explaining kind of my improvement in holding my yarn tension and also holding my needles. I have heard that like pushing up your stitches on the left needle is good to kind of like prepare them. And then what I liked about this video is it said like you want to kind of do, when you're sticking your right needle into the stitch, it's nice to keep them near the tips of the point where it starts to taper, so that you can get your needles in, and then you slide it down on the right needle, so that you're actually using your right needle's full width to size the stitch. So like that's the whole point of, you know, the diameter of this needle is to size the stitch. But if say you're pulling a stitch and you're tightening it up here, then your stitch will be too tight. To do a little update. It's Friday and I'm sat in the living room just chilling. Today I was so tired. I was really struggling to finish out the workday, and my stomach was hurting. Like I was feeling really bloated, so but something that I knew would make me feel better was to knit. So I went to a coffee shop bookstore and I got this lemon ginger rooibos. It's so good. It tastes like a cough drop, but in the best way. And I have an update on the vest. It's honestly moving so fast. Like I thought this vest would take me quite a long time, but I finished the increases and now I'm working on the left shoulder here. So I did do a new technique, which is picking up stitches. I've never done that before, and that wasn't too bad. And now I'm just working the left shoulder. I'm finally starting to run out of my first ball of merino, so that's fun.
Yeah, it's just not my jam, so I've never explored it. I'm just going for some basic pullovers. Yeah, so for example, here's a basic, very basic plain pullover, DK.
You're gonna dress out. Yeah. It's my idea dress.
Oh, cute.
I'm gonna do, so I have hues. These letters are so good. was supposed to have started the increases and I misread the pattern and accidentally did too many stockinette rows without increases, and so I had to learn how to pick up stitches in the middle of my work and then frog back, and I did it on the floor because I needed to measure out where I needed to frog to, and then also because frogging back the mohair with the wool is a little complicated. I find that the mohair gets really tangled, so I kind of just let it, you know, fall into a pile on the floor, like a loose pile, and then I just knitted everything back on the floor, and I tried not to like move it so that the mohair wouldn't get tangled. Trying out this like fun bun look in a minute, and I wanted to update on my vest. It is Wednesday, August 20th, so it's genuinely been a while since I did an update on my sweater vest, but I'm finally in the round after some really annoying mess ups, and finally in the round. Yes! And then I went to San Antonio recently and I got these little stitch markers that are so cute. They have little cats on them. Look how cute. This cat is wearing mittens. But yeah, this is how far I've knit so far. Hey, I'm back home. I wanted to show y'all my progress on my vest. And if you hear nice kitchen ASMR going on in the background, it is because I am currently cooking some Japanese curry, which is my favorite comfort meal. If you haven't had Japanese curry yet, highly recommend. But it's Friday, it's mid-August, and this is the update on my sweater vest. It's starting to look like a wearable item, which is really exciting. And yeah, it's coming along. I am just knitting in the round. This is the progress that I made so far. I started under the armholes. One thing that I did that deviated from the pattern was I tried a knit cast on rather than the back loop cast on. I think it looks pretty good. I just saw a video that it was better than the back loop cast on, so I just decided to try it. Like, I honestly don't really know the difference because I'm such a new knitter. But yeah, it's starting to look like a garment, which is fun. But I just finished a ball of merino wool. I think it's my third ball. You can see my little end here. The mohair is going a lot slower than the wool, so I feel like I will have quite a bit of extra mohair left from this project. But I need to get a new ball to finish knitting in the round. This is the color. I love the color so much. But this is where it's at right now. Yeah, I might need to measure it to make sure I don't make it too long. But it's about here. Guys, we are officially done with the bottom ribbing. I don't think you can really see it very well. Oh, there it is. We're done. And now I've already cut my yarn. It's super duper long because I'm about to attempt binding off for the first time. And I'm doing an Italian tubular bind off. I decided to go for the more complicated bind off because I just think it'll look nicer. So gotta get ready, gotta get set up. But we're here, we're at the moment. And so I just watched the Brooklyn Tweed tutorial on the Italian tubular bind off, and it looks a little complicated, but I'm kind of understanding it. The whole mantra, the knit off, purl on or something. And then it's like purl off, knit on. Something like that. But anyways, I watched the tutorial all the way through, and then now I'm going to revisit it so I can understand it, make sure I'm doing it right. Purl through. Oh shit. Okay. Then we purl off through the middle to knit. Hey. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I finally got it. Hey. I'm eating some Japanese curry I made last week, and then I just froze it so that it wouldn't go bad. It's so good. But I wanted to go to the gym but I didn't end up going because I started working on doing the Italian tubular bind off, and then I ended up like getting super into it, so I finished it. I finished the bind off and it doesn't look too bad. Some areas look a little bumpy, like for example, like the start looks a little bumpy, but it's not too bad. It was really tough. I spent like 2 hours working on it, maybe like an hour and a half, but like close to 2 hours because the mohair kept getting tangled. It was really, really bad at one point, and I had to snip it. And I'm not really sure like what's the best practice, but I just snipped the tangle and then like tied the mohair in a knot to like reconnect the two pieces of mohair. And then yeah, at some points it got so tangled that it would just like break off on its own. So that was really annoying, but yeah, I think that's really the main reason why it took so long, was the mohair would get so tangled, and you know, I had to bind off the entire like bottom part of the vest. And so like I had a super long piece of like yarn. I'd cut it because I saw a video online that you should like cut off a piece that's like 3 times the like length of like the piece you're binding off. And so that meant like a really, really long piece of yarn, a really long piece of silk mohair that was just getting super tangled. Tubular bind off, or like just like in general binding off when you're using mohair, let me know, because that was really tough. A really, really slow process. It's midnight, and I did take a little break from the knitting, but then I just picked it back up. I finished the bottom this evening, and then I went to launder my linen that I have now draped over here to dry for the sewing project I've been wanting to do for a while, but I plan on picking it up and working on it after I finish this vest and after Labor Day weekend. So yeah, I just have the knitting bug right now, so then I started working on the neckline. So I just finished the first bit of it, which is knitting 1 by 1 rib. Picking up the stitches was a little confusing. I don't know if I did it right. I keep trying to count my stitches and then like losing where I'm at, so I think I have the right number of stitches, but I don't know. Hello, it is Friday. I wanted to show the progress on my vest. This is what it's looking like right now. I just finished the neck and learned how to pick up the stitches and you know, prepare the neck to fold it over and then connect it and bind it off. And so that's done. And now all that's left is to do the armholes. I'm thinking of making maybe like a beanie, something small in this color because it's so beautiful and I have extra, which is so exciting. But yeah, I kind of forgot how much I've used so far, but maybe I accidentally got a size small amount, but I'm knitting an extra small. so that's why I have extra. But I kind of forgot how much yarn. So I'm starting to pick up one of the armholes. I'm also watching Twitch again, and I'm watching stream Extra Emily, if anyone knows, but she's like comfort streamer for me. Oh, it's sunny. Hello. This is Rye. Rye and I are chilling on the couch. She's really busy looking at my yarn. She's really interested in the yarn. I am finishing the armhole, the right armhole. I have been trying to do this armhole properly all weekend, and unfortunately I just like kept getting distracted and messing up. We're on the 4th row and I have I think 2 more and then I'm done. I just need to weave my ends in. And I just realized, like, if I'm ever doing something like relatively new, I can't just be knitting and doing something else, because it's just any form of distraction is like awful. I just mess up really bad and I just don't notice until it's too late. That's like the feeling. So
James on the beat.
Oh my god, we're finished! Ah! I'm gonna try it on really quick so y'all can see what it looks like unblocked. I wrote down some notes, some like post-project reflections I'm going to share right now. First one I wrote is, the vest is great. The vest is a great first beginner project because it feels like a fully formed thing without actually taking that long. I feel like a sweater is a real fully formed thing, but that takes a really long time. Whereas a vest, I think it's like the perfect amount of like new skills, new techniques. And it's exciting because you actually end up shaping something that's more than a rectangle, and it feels so like big, like bigger than just like an accessory. So I feel like this vest in this pattern specifically is so underrated, and surprisingly underrated too. I feel like I hear a lot more of other Petite Knits patterns being talked about, and not really anyone talks about the Novice vest, but I think this is a great pattern, and this silhouette turned out really nice for me. As a whole, I followed the pattern pretty to the T. The only thing is, I don't know, I think the ribbing on the arm sleeves are probably uneven. I picked way more stitches than was recommended by the pattern. And I just like couldn't figure out how to not do that, so I just went with it, and it looks fine to me. And then another thing that I did was I did a knit cast on rather than a back loop cast on for my underarms, simply because I just saw an Instagram video saying that it was better, and I honestly don't know why or how. And I will say working with mohair is a little hard and a little tough to get used to. Just beware. It will tangle a lot, and you just have to be really careful with its fuzzies getting caught and causing big knots. But you just gotta be patient, and it's fine. Some other notes I had, it's helpful to like know how to very easily like fix drop stitches or identify like issues like twisted loops or yarn overs. Like knowing where to place your working yarn, like all these like basics, these basic techniques, like really have them down before you start, and really try to go back and fix your mistakes. I feel like it's better than just leaving them because it'll teach you over time. Another thing is like practice tensioning your yarn. I didn't really realize how important that was until like it came to like doing new techniques like picking up stitches or like casting on stitches. Like having the wrong tension, like having it too loose or too tight, really does like affect the outcome, so just be careful of that. And then also, yeah, just like really practice holding your yarn, because I think I really drilled that and like practiced and got comfortable with how I wanted to hold my yarn as like an English knitter. That helped me move through this pattern a lot faster because I felt good with how I was holding my yarn. But I feel like it's easy to like want to rush into getting a final product, but let me tell you, it's worth it. Like nailing that down near the beginning, and then you'll feel a lot better about the final product. Oh, another thing I didn't realize with blocking is you shouldn't use woolites. I thought you could use woolite to do blocking, but apparently it's a little harsh. And then I went online and everyone was saying get Eucalan. So I went to my knitting store and I got that. And then another thing with blocking, wool smells really bad when it's wet. Like, I didn't realize that, but yeah, it smells like wet dog, and it's because of like the proteins in wool or something, because it's like an animal byproduct. Because of that, it does really smell. So my whole room was stank. This took around like a day and a half to fully dry. I'm so happy that I finished this and that this is my first knitting project. And if you stay till the end of this video, thank you for watching. The editing this video was a whole nightmare because I also learned Premiere Pro for the first time to edit this video. You could just see, like, it just took so long, there was so much footage, and then like I was just going through a journey during the making of this mess. So yeah, it's like fun.